one of the things that we look at in the Towards Maturity benchmark is what people are trying to achieve and whether they're successful at achieving it, and also what's holding them back. And what we've been finding that's been increasing in terms of our goals and objectives is the ability to fine-tune the process of delivering learning to an organisation. And by that, what I mean is, how do we improve management of that process? How do we reduce the time that it takes to be able to deliver great programs? How do we think through, how do we look at induction or at compliance training in smarter ways? Really, how do we look at that blend and look at all the tools? So when we're talking about fine-tuning process, what we're talking about is how do we deliver the formal but in smarter ways. And obviously technology has a play into that, and most learning leaders now are understanding that. But I think some of the biggest barriers that we're seeing in the benchmark process as people reflect on their strategy and reflect on what's holding them back are things like cost, absolutely, but also over 50% are saying that as a team ourselves, we don't have the skills to be able to kind of think differently about the way that we used to do things. We're holding ourselves back. But also we're seeing that a lot of learning leaders are saying, actually, our learners don't want to do things differently. Our managers are reluctant as well. So there's some of the big barriers, I think, that are holding us back. But when we look through the benchmark process about who's doing well and what are they doing differently, it's quite interesting, particularly at this kind of fine-tuning the formal process, of a number of factors that strongly correlate back to success and to results. And some of those factors include things like the way that they work with steering groups. So they're bringing in line managers, subject matter experts, learners, to be able to frame what is needed in the business from this program. And that has an impact back on the kind of the success of these kind of processes. The other thing that they're doing as well is a kind of understanding that when it comes down to individuals engaging with new ways of learning, new processes of learning, that it's actually their line manager that gives them their focus. And in fact, 41% of learners in our studies, we had 35,000 learners take part in our learning landscape study, say that it's their line manager whose opinion counts, not the L&D person. It's only 4% of L&D. So what we're finding, a factor that correlates back with better processes in learning process is the way that the learning department equip the line managers to support and engage and work with their staff. And they're twice as likely, those that are successful, to be looking at those kinds of factors like steering groups, equipping line managers to be able to do these things. And that's really helping them to deliver more results. Those that are high performing in the benchmark deliver better results in process, but they also report fewer barriers as well.